Alright everyone, and welcome. Crash here, this RTA Motorsports. Sorry about the long delay in the beginning there. We kind of had some camera issues with our very cheap Roxol camera. I need to replace that with yet another Logitech, maybe G920, or I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with that one, but we definitely need to get rid of that one. Being that we're not going to remove this Logitech down here from our pedal cam, yeah, I don't... It's not being friendly with OBS right now, but we finally got it working, and yeah, we're gonna jump into some more Project Cars 2. Last night we did some testing with Project Cars 2. It was recommended that we do the Group 5 BMW at Caldwell Park, and I was thinking about it like all night long. It was bothering me. It seemed like I just really needed to jump back in. It was kind of killing me that we did how we did on that race. We got some coffee. We got, let's see, let's get this. Maybe we shouldn't, because now I actually moved the microphone to right here. I think if I turn on that fan's going to kind of kill it. You know what? We actually might have to restart the title. I'm going to turn on the controls here. So hopefully everyone's doing well. And let's restart this title. And let's also get motion turned on and tracking. There we go. You're going to see the whole rig kind of just start going nuts. There we go. Actually just noticed, because the rig was standing up quite a bit, our actuators are all the way in the back of the cups of the front of the rig, and that's not a bad thing. It's just it may cause like some metallic sort of noise, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that as we're racing to see if that's kind of something that's going to be an issue. And again, if you have any questions at all for our 3 Degrees of Freedom add-on that we have for our Prosimu, definitely let me know in the comment box. We do have the comments up and running. We are also streaming to Twitch, so if you're joining us from Twitch, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. Alright, so let's get this changed over so you can see what we're seeing. Let's see, there we go. We got game capture running now. And this is the race that we did last night. And it was... we're going to lower this down, though. We don't need 25 minutes of practicing today. Just going to put 5 laps just so we could get around the track a few times. I mean, not 5 laps, 5 minutes. And then from there, Carsten van Eyck. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name at all. First, yes, you are. All right. Again, we're also streaming to Twitch, so if you're gonna get us on Twitch, or if you're visiting us on Twitch, that is Crash Hawk Gaming, all one word. If this is, if you're on Twitch and you want to know what our YouTube handle is, it's RTA space Motorsports. RTA, just all letters and then Motorsports. So definitely hit us up, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, this race, I think we're gonna just do a solid maybe 10 laps. Standing start. That was another thing. We were kind of messing up our starts. In this track, we could only get 11 opponents on here. But it is a really tight track, that's for sure. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if we could really even get a good race, even if we had other cars on the track. So Carson says, yeah, that's a mouthful, your name. You know, I kind of wonder if your name in your country, or where your name is from, is that like technically hyphenated? Because a lot of people kind of do that here. They hyphenate their name, and they'll have multiple last names. So how do I like the Playseat Challenge? You want to buy one? Playseat Challenge was awesome for me for a few years. I think if you put a Butt Kicker Gamer 2 on it, and that's something you could upgrade to after you have the Playseat Challenge, you're gonna have to put like maybe a piece of cardboard or something around one of the pipes. If you look at some of my old videos, you'll see what I mean. Or maybe like wrap a lot of like black tape or duct tape around, so that way the Butt Kicker Gamer 2 has something to clamp onto. It is very, very good as far as a beginner rig goes, and I had that rig up until, I mean, I even like modified the rig to house my handbrake and everything. That rig was awesome. The only problem that I had with some of my friends, and that was something they complained about, was that the rig itself was a little tight, especially if you're a bigger fellow, or if you're tall and big, if you're just like a massive person. Not saying that you're fat, I'm just saying, like, let's just say if you're like 6'2", 6'3", and you're of a bigger build, the rig may feel a little tight. Sometimes the rig felt a little tight on me too. I'm 6 foot tall, 220 pounds, so I'm not a small person at all. But if you're smaller than that, the rig actually, it felt really snug, and it felt comfortable to me. I'm not saying that it was uncomfortable at all. I had it for a long time. I actually given it to my father-in-law, who uses it daily for American Truck Simulator. He's on that thing all the time with his I forgot what wheel he has, but if you have a bad back, may be hard for you to get in and out of. I know my dad had kind of a hard time getting in and out of it because you're in such a reclined back position. It wasn't easy for him. So kind of some things you need to consider, but as a rig as a whole, I love that rig. To me, I mean, I still recommend that rig. All right, so let's jump in. Oh man, we only got 2 minutes left. We might actually have to restart the session, so that way we get some practice time in. I know. So we are gonna, let's see, let's make sure everything is tracking. I was using the Steam VR.
Steady on the outlap until you get some temp in those tires and brakes.
The Steam VR device mirror tracking, for OBS, and it was really choppy. So hopefully this is a lot clearer. We're actually just doing direct game capture this time. Oh, wow. Oh, I need to turn on the motion. Okay. We don't have motion tracking at the moment. Let's see, let's get our mouse back. That's the one thing with come on. Having it set to manually start. Sometimes I forget to manually start it. Let's see. Project Cars 2. Boom. Profile editor. There we go. Alright, so motion should be up and running now. There we go. Okay, motion's up and going. Let's make sure everything is working there. All right. All right, and let's make sure Wanted to make sure that you could actually hear me above the car too. Where's my start button? Oh, we're changing views again. Yeah, which one I mapped is it's the actual start button. Thought it was one of these. There we go. Almost forgot too to get the belts on. You're gonna end up hearing that clanging around. That's not gonna be fun. So yeah, any questions you may have, again, just answer them in. Ask them in the comment box. We're gonna try to visit it as much as we can. We don't have any way to see comments while we're in VR, but we'll definitely take our breaks and stop each time. Whoa! Got a bunch of cars on my tail, I'm holding them up. We got AI to 100%, aggression's at 18. A lot of air there. All right, practice session is over. Oh gosh, so this is gonna be pretty rough. We're not really racing yet as good as we did yesterday. Let's get some coffee. All right, let's place your bets. Hopefully we're not too far back.
You're 1 lap behind the leader.
1 lap behind the leader. So it looks like it's, because I said it's a randomly grid us. It's gonna grid us. It looks like at 8th place right there. And all right, let's get going. Let's see. We got 10 laps. good start. Whoa! Car came across us, hit us in the front end. We got a little bit of front end damage. Hopefully it's just visual. Oh no, across the grass we go. Trying to be easy on these tires this first lap. Surprised none of the cones are knocked out yet. That's where we went across the grass before last time. You hear the row of cars behind me. These mirrors are so small I can't really see them. They start pulling away on the straights, but I kind of catch them in the twisties a little bit. Once these servos start kicking, I just start losing all sorts of traction.
Okay, we've got some pressure from behind. Start thinking about your defense.
I can see him. This is where I start to reel him in a little bit.
Great stuff. You're faster than anybody in the second sector. Nice one. New PB.
New peanut butter. Come on, baby. I really need to start picking up the speed in that sector there. For this track, I think it would help me out really a lot, shortening the gear ratios a little bit, because we're just living in second and third gear. A lot of times first gear. I think if we had access to the higher gears, it would help my takeoff really out of some of these sections. I mean, I would have to worry about spinning the tires a little bit, but I think it's kind of killing my takeoff. It's making it a little bit easier to drive on the plus side as far as shifting. But I'm having to really wait for it to get in the turbo.
Great first sector. That's your best split time so far.
I almost ruined it there.
The pressure.
Come on! Close the door on me hard. I wasn't really in a good position to pass anyway. Whoa! Starting to lose the rear tires a little bit. Oh no! Up on the inside. Can't make any mistakes. There's someone always waiting. This is where we're faster. Trying to drive somewhat safe because I can feel our rear tires not liking us for pushing so hard. Kind of counting on the AI to make a mistake here. Cars are so wide, there's like nowhere to pass. Got him. Can hear him though. Big skip there. Oh, race complete. Let's see where we finished. Looks like we finished 8th. All right, so we finished at the same position that we started. All right, not horrible. Not the best, but not horrible. We definitely had some good battles. fuel. We didn't need quite that much fuel. You can see we still got 10.5 liters left. Well, this car and this track combination is a battle and a half. This is tough. And a lot of it, which is really good for this car, is I catch up on the twisties. This car is really good in the turning sections as long as you're not in boost. Near boost is fine. In this section here, I kind of use the gravity to induce like braking. But this section here is really where I regained myself. I would definitely be curious to try maybe the Nissan next time, because it just seemed like on the straights I didn't have the power that everyone else did. All right, there we go. Woo! That was something. You can see we ended up getting a lot of engine damage, and that's mainly because there's some. K-Pax, hey, how you doing? I don't have a new motion rig. I have a platform under the rig from Prosimu. This is a Prosimu T1000 motion rig. We had the 2 degrees of freedom this whole time. We finally upgraded to the 3 degrees of freedom platform. That's the beautiful thing about the Prosimu. You can upgrade as you go. And we upgraded, and that's including the third actuator, which is down here on the right side. We got a full review coming. The more testing we do is going to be leading us up to that. Son of God 316, what car? I think that's what he said. What car am I using? We're using the BMW. This is the Group 5 BMW, so I think it's a BMW 325, I want to say. Let's see. Let's stop that there. It is a BMW 320 turbo. I apologize. It's this one here. And this car is absolutely insane. The one major issue that we're having that I think is also killing us because it's causing engine damage. And like when we shift, you could see my foot come off the clutch. I already have it in gear, but then it hits the rev limiter and holds that for a moment. And I remember someone told me a long time ago there was some sort of setting that I could adjust, and it would help take that away. Except I'm not exactly sure what that setting was, and because it's causing us a lot of issues as far as causing engine damage. And the engine damage when we finished the race was at like 30-something%, and that only adds to the problems. Keeping us real slow. So I'm going to go through some of the settings here, and we'll see if we can figure that out, so that way we can try one more race. Let's see. Your Oculus DK2 randomly broke. Can't get the picture out. Well, it might be time for you to upgrade. So far I'm loving the Windows Mixed Reality, but a lot of people in the motion community use the Oculus because you can put the sensor right on the motion rig, kind of doing like a motion cancellation. This rig here, the T1000, there's not really much throw as far as the motion goes, so I don't really feel a need to do motion cancellation for this rig, because I don't feel myself like going out of the car or anything. Those big 60 degrees of freedom DIY rigs where they move a lot, those rigs you have to do motion cancellation because there's just so much throw in the motion. But this one, no. Mr. Thamhan, hopefully I said that correctly. Your setup in that race was awesome. The sound mix between the car, rig, squeak, and your voice could be just a little better, but overall was awesome. We're adjusting. We're trying to get there. Now, the rig is going to squeak because I have a new Blue Yeti microphone, as you can see right here, and this darn thing is sensitive as hell. I do have it on the right setting where it should only be picking up or trying to negate a lot of the squeaks behind, but this rig is kind of loud. So I'm trying to adjust it where we get it close enough where I'm not going to punch it, but far enough where it tries to negate some of that. So right now it's only supposed to be getting the noise from the front here. And thank you all for joining in. We're going to do one more race. I think we might do it. That track was absolutely awesome. But I definitely want to try another Group 5 car. And we might do the Porsche 935, but maybe the 935-80. But these, I think it's the Zack speeds. They just pull so hard off the line. And you could see, like in the acceleration 0 to 100, 4.59 for the car I drove, 4.4, and this car is 4.0. And the horsepower differences are all within spec. I think it all has to do with like gearing, which is the biggest thing. But this Zack speed definitely, oh man, it just pulls hard. Luckily, you don't have a motion rig, so you can buy Windows Mixed Reality. I'm wearing Windows Mixed Reality now, and with my motion rig, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad at all. It feels like with my Vive. I don't feel the need to do, like I was saying, I don't feel the need to do motion cancellation that some guys talk about in the motion rig community. So to me, it feels fine. So let's try the Zack speed, and for the track, I'm thinking Laguna Seca. Yep, let's try Laguna Seca. And we'll do like the same thing. We have 5 minutes practice, which is probably not going to be enough time with this car. The Zack speed, especially if the 0 to 60 that fast, I don't know if it's because of just the overwhelming grip, the gearing, but with these cars from the Group 5, you have to be careful of the turbo. The turbo will bite the living heck out of you, and that's kind of a major concern of mine. Oh, you know what? I wanted to go in the... No. Alright, so that's change view. There we go. I wanted to go to options too to see if maybe we can figure out what this issue is that I'm having with the shifting. Could have sworn it was... Let's just make sure we have the pedals calibrated. See where the back button is. There we go. And let's go to gameplay and make sure there's no assistance on. Auto start engine. HUD level. So it looks like, I mean, everything should be good. Hopefully the calibration of that pedal is, oh, sorry about that. Hopefully the calibration of that pedal where we did the calibration and controls here really is going to help us out. I'm not sure though. People says that inside out tracking is terrible, so why I don't go for Windows mixed reality. Well, it's not the best tracking for room scale stuff. It works just fine, but there's sometimes that I notice like a controller, if the controller's behind me and if the controller is not being tracked, and this is, you know, room scale stuff, I'll notice like the controller kind of float past me real quick until I bring it within view and then it locks back on it, especially in like games like Super Hot. But it works fine. It works just fine. It's to the point where I think I might be getting rid of my Vive. Oh, yeah. I think we should be good. I feel like the bite point for the clutch is a little bit different than where it was before.
Take it easy on the outlap.
Oh yeah, this is definitely... No, you see what I mean? Right there. Where it still kind of holds it. I have to like be purposeful and slow with my shifting. I can't flat foot shift it, or else it just loses its mind. Oh, I can't see nothing. We have the time set to 7 a.m. Cones all over the place. Come on. So annoying. We have the motion off just for a moment because I really just want to focus on this car. And partially because I forgot to put it on. Let's see where our pit guys are. We'll just stop here. I know he was further back, but we'll stop here. Let's get that motion back on. I need my motion. Need my motion. Could have sworn I had it already open somewhere. There we go. All right, so let's just start this session. We only got about 18, 17 seconds left. Nope, that's not the start button. There we go. Okay, return to pit box. Nope, not restart. There we go. Skip to end. And it looks like we're going to be towards the back of the pack this time. Yep, we're starting 12th. This track here, whoa, wait a minute. All right, so we're starting second. That's nice. Hopefully we don't get completely pummeled, which is possible.
Okay, man, you jumped it.
It didn't read my clutch input for some reason. I had the clutch down. Oh, this car is better not starting. Oh, wow. They're
Lots of
destroying.
places, but don't worry. Keep pushing hard. Come on.
Come on, shift. Sorry. So I'm just... I already bumped one car pretty bad, so I'm not trying to take a position like that. I know it's AI, but... Oh my gosh! Gotta use all the track with this car that you possibly can. Up, up, up. Couldn't stop in time.
That's the fastest final sector so far. You're right on his tail. Come on, let's make this happen.
Well, I don't want to go through his tail. Ah! Well, I guess that makes up for all the guys that spun out, because now we are 11th place. Our tires are just not happy with us, or what? Love tap. Go shift. You did not want to let that position go. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to hit him there. I was trying to come on the outside, but I had no room.
That's the best second one time of anyone so far. Great job. Keep it up.
Oh, way in the dirt we're going. point, we were doing pretty good. Come on! We got some major contact there. The turbos are killing me. I can't even go around the turns right now. Now it's really hard to control this car. We might have to just request a pit in. Having a short shift just to stay out of the boost. Shifting at 9,000 RPM just to stay out of the boost. That boost is just killer. According to our tire thing here, I don't think we really messed up the tires that bad, but it's saying we got suspension damage on our right rear. So that, along with everything, probably slightly worn out tires, is probably adding to our issue here. It doesn't look like our tires are in bad shape, but I think it's probably the suspension damage that's really screwing us up then. Especially it being the right rear, and we have a lot of swooping left turns. That's probably why we're kicking the rear out under power. And I'm finding it kind of hard to control. Yeah, I can't really turn in to the right. It's not wanting to. It's like the car is wanting to push to the left still. And when I misshifted there. And when I turn left, the car is wanting to oversteer. Like that. That's gotta be that suspension damage that we got. We'll definitely have to revisit this. So we got last place, unfortunately, but it still was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I am sweating pretty good. This is like an aerobic workout. All right, so let's try to leave these cars alone, and maybe we'll do some like rallycross cars on the California highway. I think that sounds pretty neat. Let's see where my I don't know what I have set to. You know, we'll use this because my great stream, thanks. Hey, no problem. No problem. Thank you for joining in. Let's see. Let's do some rallycross cars. Just kind of seeing what else there is. All right, so we'll do Ford Focus RX, and then we'll do it at California Highway. We'll do the full opponents. Let's kick that all the way up to 25. Why not? You can see we have everyone 100 on 100%, and opponent aggression 18. Seems to be the best bang in the buck for me so far. This should be a lot of freaking fun. And I want to make sure that we have the control set to gear up. I think it is already set. Yep. Good deal. We don't have any practice session here. So let's throw this this shifter back on, this shifter knob. I don't normally use this shifter knob, so this should be pretty darn interesting. Let's get the I think last time we did this, we actually did pretty good, but we haven't, you know, practiced on the California highway in a long time. All right, they're starting us second again. And I have it on, but we're going to be on the inside, it looks like, with that first turn. So it might be pretty darn good. Come on. Now it's not wanting to shift. Why did it still default to this? I had it set to... That is so strange. Let's go to options again. I think you all seen... Configuration. See if there's something down here that I'm missing. Edit assignments. Game. Gear up is set to this. Gear down set to this. I don't understand why it's wanting to still hold to the wheel. We might just have to use the paddle shifters. I really don't want to, but we might have to. I'm just having some weird issues. Yep. Jeez. Let's restart this. This whole thing is like starting to, I get easily distracted. I'm getting distracted that we can't even use... Alright, let's take this seriously now. We are not doing that great. Having a lot of issues trying to steer this car. Starting to think it wasn't the rallycross cars that I raced last time. right paddle is like sticking really bad. Come on, what's going on with my right paddle? To use my index finger on my right hand as almost like a spring to push the paddle back. Sorry for your ears, everyone. Oh, that's horrible. That sounds so horrible. Oh, that's terrible. We got some engine damage. Just trying to keep up. Oh, we just got hit from the back. Should have thought of that. Should have increased the gear ratio or something. trying to catch him. Oh, we're getting him. We're getting him. Oh no! We didn't have enough. We didn't have enough time. The time. We didn't have enough time. Ah. That is so weird that we couldn't use. I don't get it. Ah. What if you want to play VR games with hand controllers? Let's see. I'm actually contemplating getting rid of my Vive for the Odyssey, to be honest with you. But there's some things that this is not polished for, and it's very obvious that it's not polished for. So, like, for instance, when I jump into a game, sometimes the 0 point is not exactly 0. I gotta like angle my body just a hair and then hit re-0, and then boom, it's right in the middle. But once you actually get going, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Actually, my good friend has a different Windows mixed reality headset. I should see if he'll let me borrow it so that way I can try it. I have not tried it yet, but I know it's a different screen. It's not an AMOLED display. It's I think it's an LCD or an LED. I'm not exactly sure. And the resolution's a little bit lower, but on the flip side, the screens are smaller with a higher pixel density as opposed to this one's. So, you know, a lot of people have reviewed this one. They say that it looks better, but, you know, the Lenovo Explorers and a lot of the other ones have a higher pixel density with lower resolution, smaller panels. I don't know. I don't know how that all works out. I should ask him if I could try his headset so that way we could get an idea as to what's going on. Let's see what else we could try. You know, I've never actually noticed if they get hot to the touch. When we're done with this next session here, I'll definitely I'll try to touch them and see. But I know there's some people that actually cover them to block out some of the sound, and they haven't really mentioned anything. But I think you need to have enough air. Like, they don't. I've seen some people wrap things on them. Then I've seen some people make boxes, and they said the reason why they made boxes around the front actuators is to still have airflow. So I don't know. I'll touch them in a little bit and we'll see. We're gonna try this here. California Highway again with the Ford RS 2000. If I remember correctly, I think this is a manually H-patterned car. So confused as to why we have the sequential gear up and gear down on my Fanatec shifter here, but yet it's not working and it only defaults to these, but I don't even have these mapped. So strange. I'm not sure. It looks like we're going to be starting. Let's see where we're starting. We're going to be starting 15th. Okay. So we got second place on the last one. Oh, sorry. You know what? I almost forgot to put the motion on. How dare I? How dare all of I? All right, here we go. We're doing pretty good. Way too hot. I misjudged that corner. I'm like overdriving these corners now. What the heck? this car. Front end kind of jumping, struggling to hold traction. Oh yeah. Place. Nice. It was a little dirty, but it was fun. Oh man. Can you choose between actuators for traction loss? You know what? I'm not sure if you can or not. Never really bothered to ask Patrick that. There seems to be the limitation would be travel allowed on this rig, and that's because the rig itself has wheels, well, balls I should say. They're like little ball bearings inside of a case on the front and on the rear, and the whole rig turns with a front mid pivot point on these metal plates. And we almost, it seems to be, we come close to the end of the runway. And so I don't think we have much more room for travel, to be honest with you, to really afford us a distance of a longer throw. I don't really think we can do a longer throw. Whew. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I'm really falling in love with not only the 3 degrees of freedom, but this Windows mixed reality controller is absolutely phenomenal. I recommend it for anyone that's wanting to just get into VR. I honestly think I'm going to get rid of my Vive for this. The only problem that I'm having is, number one, I kind of had a little bit of issues here and there getting the microphones to work. So I'm not even sure if they have. I mean, I read there should be microphones in here. I didn't really play any titles that really use a microphone. But you know, if you like playing any of the multiplayer titles, in Steam VR. A lot of them use the microphones built in the headset, and I've read people say that the microphones are fine, so we're gonna have to check that out again before we do the full review on this, which is actually coming real soon. And I really like the fact that this has an IPD adjustment. My eyes are very sensitive when the IPD is off. My IPD, I think, is was it 65 millimeters, I want to say. And when it's off just a little bit, my eyes feel really, really odd. So I needed an IPD adjustment so that way I can hone it in. This one has it. The downside is that you don't have a visual representation of what your IPD adjustment is at that point in time. You have to keep refreshing a Windows screen in the settings of Windows Mixed Reality to kind of see what you have just adjusted it to. But once you set it, it's fine and that's it. But you know, it's not like the Vive where you twist it and you get a live feed of what you're twisting it to. This 3 Degrees of Freedom rig is, the more and more I adjust the settings, the more and more I'm falling in love with it. I know it's pretty loud, but I absolutely love this rig. Hopefully you get to see all the motion on that camera that we have set up back there. That's our DSLR that we have, and it is absolutely awesome. I really love this. I can't wait to get some people over to try it and kind of give you their thoughts and opinions at, you know, just jumping in it for the first time. I hope I don't make anyone sick. That's my main concern. I hope no one gets motion sick, but I think with the motion aspect of it being so real time, I think that will actually help people that maybe suffer from motion sickness, because their brains are you know, sensing that motion should be happening depending on what they're seeing in VR. And then if nothing's happening, you know, that's kind of when the motion sickness happens. This is in so tuned with the actual sims, and it happens so quickly. I don't know. I mean, motion sickness could happen, but I really don't think it should happen. I don't think it should be an issue, especially with how fast this rig reacts to any sort of motion. So yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that reminder bell. We're going to be streaming a lot more frequently, and we have the reviews coming of this 3 Degrees of Freedom add-on package for Prosimu, as well as Windows Mixed Reality. As you know, we are a current Vive owner. There are some problems with it that we are going to go through. It's not all roses and picnics and whatnot. There are some issues with it that I need to address, and we're going to be addressing that in the video. We are already currently working on the video, so it should be coming to you soon. Definitely hit that subscribe button and that reminder bell so you can get notified when that happens, especially if you're thinking about purchasing a headset soon. So again, I'm Crash, this RTA Motorsports on YouTube, or if you're watching us on Twitch, this is Crash Hawk Gaming. We stream to both at the same time. We should see you all next time. Have a great day.